Hey guys, how are you doing? It's Katharyne, and I wanted to make a video today as a follow-up to the video we made last week about all the new updates to tangent templates. So if you missed it, what we did is we added features for merch by Amazon, and this means you can use tangent templates now to create t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, pop sockets, phone cases, whole wealth of things. Oh, and cushions as well. So you can create all of those cool things using tangent templates and upload them to merch by Amazon. And because it's print on demand, it costs you nothing. You upload your design. If someone buys your bag or your t-shirt, you get paid a royalty, and Amazon handles all the shipping. And it costs you nothing. Amazon handles it all for you. The main thing to be aware of with merch is that they are quite strict on trademarks. So you do need to make sure, before I go any further with this video, you do need to make sure with merch that anything you are using is not trademarked. So any text that is on your t-shirts or in your listings, do be careful that there is no trademarks there. And the way you can check that is by going to the USPTO website, and you can check for trademarks on that website and make sure that you're not infringing. But other than that, merch is a really, really cool platform. It allows you to sell your products directly on Amazon, which is awesome. And I've had some really great feedback on the last video we made. You guys have been saying some really, really nice things. Thank you, Katharyne. Tangent templates, the gift that keeps on giving. This is amazing. Can't wait to try it out. So awesome. I was trying to use it for t-shirt stuff. Oh my gosh, I love this. A friend was asking me to make shirt designs for their nonprofit. And one thing I loved hearing was this post from my friend Penny Near. She commented and she said, "This is huge. It is a conversation starter and a marketing tool to carry your books in your custom tote and to wear your merch to speaking engagements. Using tangent templates for merch brings a brand together quickly." And there's a picture of Penny wearing a Dilly sweater with the book that she created about her beautiful rescue dog, Dilly, and also a tote bag that goes with it. So can you imagine rolling up to your author's event with your bag that has your books inside it with the same design? So cool. So you can now do this with tangent templates. You can create a beautiful bag or any other merch you can think of to go with your books. So I have a few things to talk to you about today. Lots of freebies for you. Lots and lots of freebies and goodies. So do stay tuned. I'll be telling you about all of those. In particular today, I want to talk about using Tangent Turbo, TT Turbo, to create multiple versions of a design. So you can see on this page that we have this little dinosaur. There are multiple slogans on it. Roar means I love you in dino. Tiny T-Rex, big attitude. Just a happy dinosaur, and so on. So you can make a whole bunch of slogans and ideas for t-shirt designs using TT Turbo, and using the brand new merch GPT that I've created this week that I'm going to be giving you all access to. So you can use this GPT to come up with all kinds of slogan ideas. Not only that, it will write a merch listing for you. And I've personally trained and curated the data that this GPT is based on. So I think you're going to enjoy using it. It's going to give you a really good starting point, so you don't have to look at a blank slate and wonder what to put on your designs. And not only that, but I am giving you guys a TT file that actually includes that dinosaur design and many others. There's about, I think we've got over 20 designs on here. And of course, you can edit these and create your own designs as well. Like, it's even just this easy to change the colors on the dinosaur, for example. Another thing I'm going to give you guys is this huge table of merch niches. About 600, I think there's 620 niches in here. And this includes just a whole range of different niches on crafts, on tech subjects, on things like homesteading. And what I did with this is I've given you the Google search volumes. So this is how many searches these niches are getting per month on Google. And I also gave you the trending information. So the way you can look at this, if it has a minus in front of it, if it's a negative number, it's trending downwards. If it's a positive number, it's trending upwards. And the higher the number, the better. And what I also did with this is I included 3 possible sentiments for each niche. So these are starting points. You can take them to ChatGPT, or you can just brainstorm yourself and come up with some ideas. So for example, if we look at theology, a sentiment could be, I study the divine, not mundane. That's one take on theology. You could also have theologian seeking higher answers, or I talk to the universe. So those are like 3 different takes you can have on that subject. So maybe they get your brain going and you can come up with your own designs and your own slogans. Or if you're not feeling very creative, you can go to Claude or ChatGPT or whichever AI tool you prefer and maybe say, hey, I'd like to make some t-shirt designs about theology, and I really like this idea of I talk to the universe. And this is where it gets even better, because you can use my GPT. And this GPT does so much for merch. It has so many features. So let's go take a look at it. What I will do is take all of these freebies, which includes this GPT, the niche table that you just saw, and also a TT file with all the designs, and I will put those on Gumroad. So you can go ahead and download them all from Gumroad. I will make it free or pay what you want. So it's absolutely up to you. If you want it free, just put in 0 in the box. If you want to pay something, then thank you. We appreciate it. It goes to the Katharyne and Isaac coffee fund that keeps us creating and producing things. And also, I do want to say a huge thank you to everyone who has done pay what you want on our products. It means the world to us that we put things out for free and you guys still put a little bit of money in there. That's really, really kind of you. And we do appreciate it very, very much. So thank you to everyone who has done that. So as I say, they will all be on Gumroad, the GPT, the table, and the TT file. There will be a link in the Gumroad package. You will just click that link and it will add the GPT to your list of GPTs in ChatGPT. How many times can I say GPT in one sentence? It will add it to your list of GPTs, and then you can just click it and access it anytime you like. You can also @ GPTs, which is really cool. You just put the @ sign in your chat and it will let you find the GPT that you're using in your chat. See, there it is, merch by Amazon. So if you're just chatting with ChatGPT and you want to tag in this GPT, you can do that by just hitting @ and selecting the merch GPT. And that also means you can go back and forth between multiple GPTs, which is just mind-blowing. So let's take a look at the features. When you get started, it offers you 4 features here, but there's actually more than that in the GPT. And at any time, you can type menu to see a list of what it does. So we can say menu, and it will tell you all of the features that are in here. So it has a niche brainstorm, and this is a huge feature. The niche brainstorm is really big in itself. It has a Madlibber, which will create slogan templates for you. A Madlib could be something like this, where you have something by day, something by night. So you could have programmer by day, party monster by night, born to something, forced to something else. So it could be like born to surf, forced to work. All I need is coffee and TV. That's a Blur song. It's a good Blur song. But the Madlibber will come up with a whole bunch of those formats for you, which is really cool. Then you have the comedy writer, and that will create a bunch of slogans for you in different comedy styles. And you can try it out with different niches and sub-niches. And the best bit about all of these features is that they can export the slogans in a format that TT Turbo, which is built into Tangent templates. You don't have to buy it separately. If you have Tangent templates, you have access to TT Turbo. But these will export the slogans in a simple format that TT Turbo can read and then populate onto your design. So that's how you end up with a whole bunch of designs with different slogans on. And I think they look amazing. So I've just given you these starter designs. But you can create anything you want with your imagination or by using AI if you're not feeling very imaginative. Now, the GPT also includes a listing creator, which is really fabulous. You can give the tool a picture of a t-shirt design that you have, and it will write a listing for you, formatted nicely for merch and paying attention to SEO. So this is super powerful. It will give you a title, brand name, features, and a description, all tailored for merch. And then it also has a keyword generator, which is really cool because it will give you keywords that you can use in your listing, or you can use these for your blogs, for your websites, your Shopify, anywhere where you are promoting your t-shirts. You will get some SEO-friendly keywords that you can use wherever you like to sell your t-shirts. And then lastly, there is a slogan suggester. And I love the slogan suggester. It's so simple. And I'll show you how that works in just a moment. But first, I want to show you how to set up the TT file that I've given you. When you go to Gumroad, you will get a TT file. And that is a file that will be downloaded to your computer. And the way you install it on Tangent Templates is this. So first you go to the Tangent Designer. And we're working on a merch design for a t-shirt. Super simple. So you see this button here that says TT file. We're just going to click this and click import. And there is the merchtemplates.tt. And TT files are so powerful because you can use them to back up your projects, you can send them to another device, or you can send your projects to a friend. We even are fine with you selling TT files. So if you have a really cool project that you've created and you want to sell it to other Tangent Template users, you can absolutely do that as a TT file. That is within our licensing to use anything built into Tangent Designer in your TT files. So you can use all our images, all our templates, combine them with your own work, and you are absolutely within your rights to resell that TT file. And if you've made a really cool TT file, please let me know about it. We might share it in our groups or elsewhere. So do let me know if you've created a really, really cool TT file. We love to hear about it. So now this is what I suggest you do with these designs. I suggest you go through them and pick the ones you like. And then when you find one that you like, you're going to click on it and you're going to say make template. So we'll call that dinosaur. Give it a name. And I'm going to save this one. Call it tiger. So we can say tiger and save that. So now I'm going to start a new project. So we click t-shirts. I have 2 projects open and I'm going to click on my rocket ship and go to save pages. And there are the 2 templates that I just created. So we've got the tiger and the dinosaur. So I'm going to click on the dinosaur and say, okay. And now you have that as a template that you can use in your projects. So great, here is a dinosaur project. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off by using the slogan suggester in the ChatGPT tool. I'm just going to download this as a PNG. So I've just clicked PNG and downloaded that to my computer. So now you can just drag and drop that image onto the GPT, or you can click the paperclip to upload it. And this is literally just the t-shirt design there. So I'm going to ask it and say, suggest some slogans for this shirt and format for TT Turbo. And it has full understanding of what TT Turbo is. So let's hit enter and see what it comes back with. And what is really nice about this is that it actually by default breaks it up into 2 parts. So most of the designs in this file have 2 fields. So I've done field 1 and field 2. I've made an exception with a few of them, like this Venn diagram. This has 3 fields, but most of them I have created 2 fields. So it has field 1, field 2. So let's take a look at what ChatGPT's done. Boom, it's done it. Cuddle with a dino. Little dino dude. Rawsome adventures. And this is the cool part. It has created the code that you need for TT Turbo. So I'm going to click copy code, and then I'm going to go back to our single dinosaur design. And as you can see, there's just one design here. So now I'm going to click TT Turbo, and all you're going to do is go to this import data and you're going to paste it. So I've just pasted that in there and then hit enter. And all your slogans are now in there, formatted, and it's very important they say field 1 and field 2 at the top. You don't want any curly brackets, you don't want anything else, just field 1 and field 2 at the top. If ChatGPT glitches and does anything, like sometimes it reads these and it sees the curly brackets and it might try to put those curly brackets in. If you see that, just ask it to reformat it without curly brackets. But look at that, we have our field 1, field 2, and these are all ready to go in Turbo. So what you're going to do, uncheck this box, add fields to page. You don't need that because I've already put the fields on the page for you. So uncheck that box and click continue. So everything is good to go with our page, and you have some final options you can add here, but you don't need to change any of these. Yes, you do want to create new pages. That will add an extra design for each slogan. Add content on both sides is fine. And then lastly, what to add. Yes, you want the fields and content from page 1. So that will put the little dinosaur and the fields on every single page in your project. So there's no need to touch these settings. So all you're going to do is say import text. Now, this just takes a few seconds to run through. You might see it go through the pages a couple of times. It takes a few seconds to import the designs. But there it is. Look at that. You've just made, 10 t-shirt designs in one go. See, raw means I love you, future paleontologist. And if there's some you don't like, just go through and click the trash can. If you don't want to say like Dino Dreams, you can delete that. That's fine. You don't need that one. So you can change the color of the dinosaur. And you could change his eye color there. And you can even make this sketchy. So for example, you can go to the sketch feature down here and you can make, and I'm going to make the thickness higher on that and make the outline higher and then create an image. So you can even go and add like a sketch effect like that. And because it's ChatGPT, you can carry on the conversation. So all I did here again was I uploaded that design and said, suggest some slogans for this shirt and format for TT Turbo. You can tailor these slogans in any way. So you can say, make these slogans longer, make them shorter, theme them on a particular topic. Because it's ChatGPT, you can really customize these any way you want. So let's have a look at some of the other features in this tool. So again, you can just say menu at any time. And there we go. These are all the options you have with this tool. So let's try the niche brainstorm. And I love this because even if you have no ideas at all, the niche brainstormer will help you get started. It will start off by giving you 10 popular niche ideas. So you've got plant lover, cat enthusiast, astronomy, bookworm, coffee addict, vintage camper, dog mom, ocean lover, gardening guru, and 80s retro fan. What I've done with this is given you 3 examples for each niche. So it gives you some options. Do you want to generate any more niche ideas? So if you don't like any of these, you can ask it for something completely different. If you do like one of these, you can deep dive into it and it will give you a niche report. You can jump over to the comedy writer feature, which will write more slogans in different styles. Or you can just go ahead and export all of these for TT Turbo right now. So I'm going to say niche report for coffee addict. So what it does, it gives you a little bit of information about this. Coffee culture continues to grow globally. People connect with coffee as part of their daily routine and personal identity. Recent trends include minimalist, line art, retro coffee shop vibes, and funny slogans highlighting the struggles of mornings without coffee. And it gives you some tips. Illustrations of coffee cups, beans, and witty quotes are popular. Then it gives you some sentiments, and this is based on my deep values framework. So what it does is it finds some values that are relevant to coffee, and these are really the reasons why people love coffee. And if you can put those values into your products, then it makes them much more saleable, much more exciting to people because it connects with them. The values align with the values that they have. And so you can see how these different slogans might connect with different people. Like someone who's really big on routine might be like, wake up, coffee, conquer, because it's very linear. And then people who value patience, I love this, pour over, patience level expert. And I've totally seen that. There's a coffee shop here in San Diego called Phil's, and all they serve is pour over coffee. So it takes a while, but it's very delicious coffee if you like that kind of coffee. I find it a little bit strong, but people who are coffee connoisseurs, I can totally see them seeing patience is definitely a virtue with that kind of coffee. And then you even have things like comfort, coffee is my love language. So we've got the trends, we've got deep value sentiments and slogans, and then it has some suggested graphic elements. Maybe you want to put in coffee cups, maybe you want coffee beans and plants, maybe you want a retro coffee shop vibe. And then lastly, it gives you some keywords. And these should be pretty strong keywords from an SEO point of view. And SEO means search engine optimization. So basically words that Google loves. So if you use these words in your listing or in any blogs or anywhere where you promote your t-shirts, these will help you get seen by Google. So then it asks you if you would like to use the comedy writer to come up with more slogans, whether you are ready to create a listing for your t-shirt, or whether you'd like to create a mock-up. And if you generate a mock-up, so for example, we could take this idea of espresso yourself. And so we can say, create a mock-up for espresso yourself. So there you go. There is a mock-up using ChatGPT. Now, if you're a member of my Imagine course, you will have access to my IconGPT and also Tangent Crystal. And those tools will let you create simple line art that you can customize in Tangent templates. So all of the images that you see in this project were created using MIdjourney, and then they were processed with Tangent Crystal and then customized in Tangent templates. So if I click on this picture, this is one of the effects you can do with Tangent templates. So if we look at this picture, you can see there are two colors. There's a fill and there's a border. And it's the border that gives it this yellow highlights that you can see. So just to show you how this works, I can actually thicken the border, make it more obvious like that. Or I can bring it down again. There we go. So it's just subtle highlights there if we make it like that. And then you can change the color. So if we click border, you can go ahead and make that blue, pink, yellow, just to add different styles to that. Another thing you can do is add a drop shadow, which makes a different effect. So you can try different things out with these images and get different styles using Tangent templates. And of course, you can convert it to sketch as well. So if I make that very small, you'll get this pretty cool sketch effect. So you have all kinds of options for how to edit these images. And if you have Tangent Crystal, then you can create your own images that you can adapt in this way and put them throughout your project. So let's jump back to our niche report. We've been exploring this coffee niche, one of my favorites, I should say. And now we're going to try something else. So we're going to use the comedy writer to come up with some more slogans. So let's say use comedy writer. What this does is it breaks down the niche into several different sub-niches. So the topic of coffee can be broken down into espresso enthusiast, morning coffee, latte love, caffeine queen, decaf doubters. So you can see it's got all these different sub-niches that are really fun to play with. I mean, like you could just make coffee for people that like Java coffee. And then it takes 5 different comedy styles. So you have surreal, sarcastic, social commentary, self-deprecating, and outspoken. And these give you different options for what you could put on your t-shirts. So I like these cold brew ones. We've got cold brew is hot coffee's cool cousin. So that's surreal. Social commentary. Now this is a fun one. Cooler than you, literally. Self-deprecating, colder than my ex's heart. and outspoken is cold brew for a hot mess. So actually that's quite a good one. Cold brew for a hot mess. Great. Give me cold brew slogans formatted for TT Turbo. And bingo, there it is. It's given you all those cold brew slogans. And you can see it's broken it up into 2 sections. If you don't want it broken up, you can just say format it in one field. Just give me a list and you can import it that way. And if you want more slogans, you can say give me 20 more, just like this. And then you can just import it by clicking copy code, taking that across into Tangent Templates and importing it through all of a design. So let's say I have a great picture that I made in MIdjourney with a cup of coffee. I'm just going to go to the Arrange tab and make that the full width of the page. Then I'm going to center it by clicking there. And what you can do is actually do Make Background. So now you can work on top of that. And I'm going to click TT Turbo and just paste that content in. And this time, because it's a new design that we're just creating here, we're going to have to add the fields to the page. So when you're using my templates, you don't need to do this because the fields are already there. But because this is a new design, we're going to add them. So I'm going to say continue. And you can see here, it's dropped the fields off at the top of the page. So we're just going to drag these down to the bottom. And I want to change the font. I'm just going to put them in Comforter. And I'm going to use the text size to make it bigger. So you may want to rearrange them on the page. So now we can go back to TT Turbo and just say import text. And there's only 5 slogans, so this should only take a moment. Perfect, there you go. So that is how you add the text to multiple versions of the design in one go. And then when you're done, you can just say download, and you're going to want to download it as PNGs for merch. And it will put all the designs in one folder for you, ready to upload to merch or to any other platform that you are using to create products like this. So what I'm going to do is download the PNG. And then I'm going to take that back to my ChatGPT tool here. And I'm actually going to give it the design. And I'm going to say, create a listing for this design. And you don't need to give it a picture. You can actually just give it one of these slogans. So you could just copy and paste this and say, create a listing for this slogan. But I think giving it a picture gives it a little bit more to work on. So there you go. If we go over to merch, you can see this is what the listing page looks like. It asks for a title, brand, 2 features, and a product description. So if you look at my GPT, title, brand name, 2 feature bullets, and the product description. And also it gives you some bonus keywords. So I have trained this to work within Merch's rules and frameworks, but because it's ChatGPT, it can sometimes hallucinate, it can sometimes do what it wants. So always, always, always check through the listing. Make sure that it's okay for the Merch platform, that it doesn't include any trademarks, that it doesn't make any claims about the t-shirt. Like Merch don't really want you talking about the quality of the shirts because that can change. But you can absolutely use this as your starting point, as your template for your listing, and go ahead and tweak it to what you want to say and what you want to publish to Merch. So the other feature I want to show you in this tool is the Madlibber. And I'm just going to type Madlibber, in fact, and you can see what it does. So the Madlibber is going to work on whatever niche we're currently working on. But if you want it to do something else, you can just suggest another niche or say just create Madlibs for general niches. But what you can see here is that it gives you a template. Wake up and something with coffee, like wake up and conquer with coffee. Life begins after whatever. Life begins after espresso. I like that one, fueled by something coffee. So what you can do is say generate a list of words formatted for TT Turbo for fueled by X and coffee. Great. So I'm going to use my IconGPT to create a coffee cup. And if you're in my Imagine course, you will have access to this. So I'm just going to do sheet of coffee cup clip art. Great, I like that top one actually. So I'm going to download that, and if you don't like it, you can just run it again. And I'm going to upload that to Tangent Crystal. I can check the brightness, make sure I've got the level of detail I want in that, and then download it. And now I can go back to Tangent Templates, upload that image, and now I can ungroup that. Which coffee? I like that top coffee, and actually I kind of like the middle one as well. So I'm just going to separate these out, regroup that. I'm going to take this one, group that, and delete the rest. So now I have a couple of options for my coffee. I think I like this one the best. So I'm going to delete that. And now I can colorize this. I can use the group color changer on this to make it any color I want. I can randomize it. There we go. And I can make this big. So we now have a cup. And if I don't like these little dots, I can delete those because you can ungroup this. There's a dot there. So we can clean this up. There we go. Perfect. And so now what we can do is put that in the middle. Going to regroup it. Make it a little bit bigger. And now I'm going to go back to these words here in my GPT. So we have a list of words formatted for TT Turbo for fueled by something and coffee. So this is the clever bit. What I'm going to do is go back to Tangent Templates, and I'm going to put some text on the page. And then I can say fueled by, and I'm just going to type this manually. So I'm going to put 2 curly brackets and then put field 1 and then 2 more curly brackets to close it. So field 1 is basically a blank in the slogan, and TT Turbo will fill in that blank. So we can say fueled by field 1 and coffee. And you're probably going to want to put that on a separate line. And then we're going to want to make this field centered like that. And make sure it's the full width of your page. There we go. And I'm going to change that font. Okay, so that's a great template. I'm going to save my project, and I'm going to make that a template as well that we can use again. So I'm going to save that. If we go back to ChatGPT, we have a list of single words that are going to fit in that space. So I'm going to say copy code and go back to our design. And this time I'm going to click TT Turbo, and I'm just going to paste that list in there. So this is our list of all the words that ChatGPT generated for us. We don't want to add the fields to the page because I've already put those on the design. So I'm going to uncheck that, and then we're just going to say continue and import the text. Perfect. Look at that. It's created a whole collection of these words: fueled by passion and coffee, fueled by creativity and coffee. So you can delete the ones you don't like and then use or edit the ones you do. So I hope this is really helpful for you. I'm going to put all of this in a package on Gumroad, so you can go ahead and download that. You'll get my merch table of niches, over 600 niches that can inspire you and give you some ideas if you just like to browse through a document and just get some ideas from that. You will get the ChatGPT GPT, and you will get this TT file, which includes a whole bunch of templates for you to use as a starting point, and then to edit them and add whatever you want to those. So I hope you really enjoy this and have a great time using it. If you've enjoyed this video, please do remember to like and subscribe to the channel so you get more updates. And also do come and join our Facebook groups. We have a KDP group and an AI group, and we would love to welcome you in there. Have a great week, guys. Bye.